Welcome back to Trapani's Choice, episode 21. Your host, Nick Trapani, and where have we been, you ask? Well, I'm going to get right into that shortly, but I just want to send out a big thank you to everyone who's reached out to me with, a little bit of acknowledgement and support and asking where the podcast has been. A few things have sort of happened, and since COVID and then things to reopen again, life just got hectic and busy, and it just means a lot for those people who have reached out, family, friends, and also other people who I don't know, just on Instagram messaging saying, where's the podcast? When's the next episode comes out? It really means a lot and inspires us to keep going and pushing, even though we might get busy at times. You might be wondering why I'm wearing a blazer today. It is also because I'm so excited to be back that I want to let you know that I'm serious. I'm serious about this shit, and I'm excited and happy. And the blazer's just like a celebration. But I also want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, David, from Classic Tailors in Koh Samui. David reached out to me probably midway through our lockdown here, and just sent me lovely messages. We keep in touch all the time, and just message, see how the family's going and everything. But he reached out to me of the struggles that they're going through in Thailand at the moment, and I just thought it was important to support David as much as he's been a good friend of mine. So I basically sent him the design for this blazer that I wanted, a nice velvet blue blazer, and he's absolutely done wonders with this, as you can tell. Although I do make most things look good, he's done exceptionally well with this. I also got another 5 shirts made, a couple of ties. So I'll put the link to his details at the bottom of this video. So if anyone wants a suit, shirts, anything tailor-made, he's your man. You even get your initials on the inside, so it's personalized, it's yours. And he's just a very thorough guy in what he does. So shout out to David and everyone over there in Koh Samui. Hope you guys are getting back on track and getting some work, because we know how much tourism means to you guys. So appreciate everything you've done for me, mate, and I'll be definitely getting another couple of blazers and suits made shortly. So thanks, mate. But I really this means a lot to me, this podcast and your support. So when I started getting those messages, I kind of thought, well, people are listening, people are watching and enjoying the content. So why not keep bringing it out for you guys? The main reason why we had to stop was, sorry, let me just have my gin and tonic. It's actually, today I've got gin with lemon, lime and bitters. Thought I'd mix it up a little bit and have something a little bit cute too. So, look, the main reason was, as I mentioned in my last podcast, that I'm a massage therapist, and I've got a clinic and I've got several staff, and that just took up my focus. So once we reopened, we've been absolutely bombarded with clients that have been suffering during the lockdown and preventing them from getting their treatment. So I've been working day and night trying to get through as many clients as I can and try and get on top of people's problems that they're dealing with whether it be physically or a bit of mentally as well. So that also takes a lot of our energy away from the other things that we want to do in life. But hopefully now I've got a little bit on top of that now, and I can start getting back into my true love, this podcast and my stand-up comedy. And I'm going to do an episode very shortly on a set that I just did a couple of weeks ago. So there's a little cliffhanger for the next episode for you guys. But, I think a lesson from this really is that sometimes in life gets in the way. And it's okay at that time to take a step back, reevaluate what you're doing, and maybe come out stronger and better than you ever did before. So, although I felt like a sense of guilt from not being here and delivering this for you guys week in, week out, it was also a good time for me to sort of mentally prepare where I'm at, plan where the podcast is going and what we're going to be doing. And I've got a few other things up my sleeve of what I potentially want to be doing. I'm in the process of trying to organize a cooking show that will be half comedy, half serious, everyone knows my love of cooking and whatnot. And my concept is I've got a good friend, Nadia DeKelly, who actually is a chef. So she's going to be joining me on the show and teaching me what I'm doing wrong in everything that I've been doing, because I've never actually been taught properly apart from school, home economics and things like that. I've never been taught to cook. I just love it. I look up recipes, I try things, I try new things, I try and mix flavors together. And I've also got my other good friend, Duncan Tallick, to join us on it as well, who we both just love food. The two of us, when I think of him, I think of just eating food, and there'll definitely be some form of alcohol along the way as well. So I guess that's where our friendship sort of stems from, is food and alcohol. We don't have much to talk about other than that. So yeah, look, I want to be bringing all these things out for you, but I want you to know this podcast is back up and running. Episode number 21. As I said, the next episode I'm going to be touching on my writing of the last set that I did, but also, I want to run through each step of the joke and performing it as well for you guys. I want to, basically pick it apart and let you know what I thought of it and the response and everything like that. So you will see little clips from the set as well, which is going to be exciting. But if anyone out there is struggling with, I see a lot of people still stressed. It's going to take a very long time for basically people, and they may never come back to what it was prior to this pandemic. And I know Mahale is over in the UK, and they're doing it a lot tougher than what we are. They're still having thousands of cases a day. They're in extreme lockdowns, where we're quite fortunate in Australia. So we have to remember that we are very lucky to be allowed out. And it made me evaluate what I really do appreciate. And I think just that time with friends, family, to be able to go out to a restaurant, to a bar, these are things that we just took for granted, which we can't anymore. We've got to just cherish every moment. So maybe less time on spending money on like materialistic things like clothes and these types of things, to be spending your money on enjoying yourself with whatever it may be, and family and friends. So, I'm much happier to go out to a nice restaurant now and spend my money there and enjoy the time. You're paying for that experience and putting money back into these restaurants and small business, family businesses that have been struggling in these times. It's good to see everyone thinking about that. And just remember, if you do need to cancel a reservation, make sure you call, because that's a spot that they can fill now. I know with my massage business, when a client doesn't come, we've got maybe 10, 15 people that day on a waiting list that we could get in. So make sure you're helping out these small businesses to make sure that they can profit as much as they can, because we don't know if there's going to be another lockdown or what may happen. But let me try and think of some things that sort of I went through in the lockdown. It's funny because I look back over it, and even when you see people that you haven't seen in a year or whatever, and you try and cast back to your memory, I don't know how yours works, but mine's pretty fucking riddled with all the alcohol I've drank over the years and the drugs that I've pumped in here. But look, I think it's kind of like there's a blank. There's an 8-month blank where I've just chosen. It's like when someone's gone through some trauma in their life and they block out that part of the memory. That's what it seems to feel like now. So it's quite difficult, and I just relate it to being like a dark time now. It's a time I don't want to forget what we went through, because it's important to remember these things. But at the same time, it's like my brain is forcing it to just move on. And that's what I want to do. And I want to basically, surround myself with good people. So to wipe out that negativity that you may have had, this is a perfect opportunity for that. We can't have that in our lives anymore. We want to be positive. Comedy's where it's at. There's a lot of fantastic open mic nights running again. Gigs. They're not doing the open mic as much as they were. Hopefully they get back into the way things were before this. But at the moment, The rooms that are running are fantastic, and I can't wait to start hitting up all those rooms and performing some of my new material. So I'm dying to get into that episode where I talk about it, I don't want to give too much away about the episode, but it's more so thinking about things that you think are funny while you're in lockdown and you're not able to communicate with people. And then when you start talking to people again and going out and everything, you realize that half the things that you were thinking about are actually rubbish and they're not funny and the jokes just will never work. So that's been one lesson after the lockdown. But look, I'll leave it on that, guys. I just want you all to, know how much I appreciate the support that you guys gave me while we stepped away for a little bit. I know Mihail's been egging me on to try and get back here and start doing it. Now that I'm in a clear headspace, I'm ready to go again. I've evaluated the situation and we're back. It's Trapani's Choice. Thanks for watching.